Welcome back to Let's Play Rome Total War Carthage campaign, episode the 9th. And when we left off, things had once more been good. We're on an upward spiral now, rather than the big horrible downward spiral. We rescued Messana from the siege of Brutii, and we pushed them all the way back to Syracuse. We've saved Messana, we're retraining our troops, and soon we're going to start thinking about maybe even retaking Syracuse. However, there's still a question of Captain Gnaeus and his big army hanging around, which means we will need some Libyan spearmen before we can even start thinking of making our move. So for now, we're going to continue strengthening our position, keep an eye out for any further Roman attacks in Sicily, try and maybe move a few troops from Thapsus to Lilybaeum, and then we can also try and take Lepsis Magna before the Numidians do it. Also, I'm moving my diplomats towards Gaelic territories. We're going to try and get an alliance from the Gauls in order to try and keep the Spanish in check, who now have chosen to go to war with me, and I'm not in really a strong enough position to start fighting back against the Spanish. So I'm basically fighting two wars at once. I need to make myself strong in Corduba and Parma so we can start raiding the Spanish, and I need to continue making sure Carthage and Thapsus are capable of funneling troops to Sicily in order to keep the Romans at bay until I'm strong enough to finally start setting foot on the Italian peninsula. So, for now, diplomats are moving, and we are pretty much at the end of this turn, actually.
Yes,
I am about 2-3 turns away from talking to any Gauls, so I'm going to call it a turn because there's no money left to spend. In terms of moving troops from Thapsus to Lilybaeum, we are constructing a bayring this turn, actually, so I am going to shift maybe about 5 units towards Lilybaeum. We're just going to keep these towns nice and strongly defended, and then once we've got these two big power blocks, we can really start thinking about pushing on the offensive. But for now, we're going to go to the next turn, get some more money, all that lovely stuff, and we'll just see what happens. So let's end this turn and proceed to the next one. Right, so it looks like right now the Brutii are retreating to Syracuse. They must be expecting an attack from me. Fair enough in that aspect, but hopefully it doesn't happen. An agent was found, by the way, a Numidian spy was found in Carthage, and he's escaped. Not too happy about that, Numidia. Not too happy about that. Unfortunately, I'm not in the mood to go to war over it, but don't do it again. That's what I'm going to say. Don't do it again. Last thing I want is a war of Numidia now, right on the doorstep of my own capital. End of turn report. I'm losing money. That's not really fantastic. I need to really deal with that. What is actually our financial summary for this turn right now? Let's have a look. Alright, we're still in the black. We're 1,200 denarii in the black. Army upkeep is getting high. I'm going to cap my army upkeep. Once army upkeep hits 10,000, that's when I'm going to suspend all military spending, basically. I am going to fund the construction of something like a bazaar or something, but I can't do that in Carthage. Can establish a market in Thapsus, which I'm going to prioritise over walls. That gives us more money. I mean, I'm spending all my money this turn, but, it's got to spend money to make money. But you know what, I'll take those walls off construction, and that gives me 1,000 denarii to play with. So I actually do need to retrade in this area. I can retrain everything since I've built a blacksmith. So that's going to give me one more turn before I actually start shipping troops to Lilybaeum, because I will just get everyone upgraded a little bit, and that might also give me an extra bonus edge. Anyway, who's just come of age? Bisaltus is now of age. That's cool. He's currently in Carthage, and he's got 2 command and nothing else really. He's got a command talent, but he's a bit of a minion. Somewhat extravagant, sharp, and hooting. Wisdom wears many guises, but hooting in them... Oh, right, he hoots like an owl. Gives -1 morale to all troops on the battlefield. Right, someone's never leading an army then. I'm sorry, even if you don't have any good management, I am not letting someone who hoots on the battlefield, because I just can't risk that when my troops seem to break so easily in battle right now. So not gonna happen until I get better troops. Construction report, by the way. Lilybaeum has a practice range. Thapsus a blacksmith, and Messana has established wooden walls. That's all good. So let's see what we could do with you now over here. I do believe I should be able to start building better things like skirmishers now. A few of those would be lovely. So 3 units of skirmishers, that's all I can afford, and that's all I would really like right now. Recruitment report, by the way. Carthage has Iberian infantry, Lilybaeum has Iberian infantry, Thapsus a Iberian, Parma had some town militia, and then we're in a retraining zone. Let's spend some more of that money also, as well on retraining. That's all I can afford this turn. Lilybaeum maybe just 2 skirmishes for now then, just so I can get more retraining done. The more retraining I do, the better. There we go. And then diplomatic information. Let's see what's going on. Scythia is now at war with Parthia, and Egypt is at war with the Seleucids. None of that concerns me. None of that bothers me, so we're okay in that department. Right, I think we're ready to go to the next turn then. There isn't really anything interesting to deal with. I know we do have possible insurrections coming from Numidia, but for now I'm going to let it slide. Probably not a good decision, but I am going to let it slide. By the way, Ribaldi Ileda, you're 2 turns away from reaching Numantia. How about my other one? Where are you at here in Tunis? You are 2 turns away as well, so it doesn't matter where we are. We've still got quite a while until we talk to a Gaul, or at least we will talk to a Gaul in the next turn. So let's go to the next turn and see what happens. Right, nothing of interest really then happening, but I am ready to talk to Gaul now. Let's jump through all our notifications. So end of turn report, losing money, and I've started this turn with barely a thing now, so this is going to be a turn where I basically spend nothing because even more Roman reinforcements have now rocked up on Sicily. Titus Brutus now wants to go at me, which means I'm going to ship troops this turn now to Lillebaim just to deal with this. You know, if he sends troops, I'll send troops. Start replenishing the cavalry as well, and whatever else we can afford to replenish. Construction report, we've built a shrine to Milcart in Lillebaim. That's going to increase our trade now, so that's useful to us as well. And by the way, Milcart is a son of Baal and rules the underworld. He's the god of the dead, basically. Recruitment report, Carthage has Iberian infantry, Lillebaim has skirmishers, Parma has town militia, and we did some retraining. That's all useful. And what's more, diplomatic information, Armenia has signed an alliance with Parthia, and Armenia has also managed to secure a ceasefire with the Seleucids. Once more, the conflicts in the Middle East are right now something that is of no interest to me. The only condition I have with the Middle East is whoever owns Tyre will not be my friend, before I will try and retake Tyre and Sidon very soon. Well, obviously not very soon. It's actually going to be a long time till we even start thinking about making our move here, but once we do, I'll be very happy to try and retake the ancestral homeland of the Carthaginians. Right, over here then. Let's get some troops shipped to Lillebaim before the Romans make their move against it, because I suspect that might be Rome's next target. They won't come back to Messana, they'll come to Lillebaim instead. So what could I ship over? Well, let's get some round shield cavalry, though naturally not, because they're depleted. They should be retrained. So instead, actually take them off retraining right now. Let's take some Iberians. Iberians are always a good mainline unit, and also take some skirmishers. Ship them to Lillebaim and see what you can do with them. Right, they'll be in Lillebaim within 2 turns. The Romans couldn't reach Lillebaim within 1 turn anyway, so right, we're on plot with that. And there's nothing else I can do here anyway, so let's go to the next turn now, because there isn't really anything to do once more. I'm going to continue holding position until I believe I'm ready to make my attack, because the problem with entering this last piece now, the province known as Sicilia Graecus, there's a lot of Romans in there. If I make one wrong move in Sicilia Graecus, there's going to be about 4 to 5 Roman armies piling on top of me at once. I want to make sure we do this properly, but I also want to make sure that we continue to build up our troops in Carthage now when we can, because I have beef with the Julii. But let's go to the next turn and see what's going to happen anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, Luca, would you like to be my ally? In offer, I give you military access to my territories, and that's all I can really give you. Some map information as well. Enjoy. No alliance from the Gauls. That's a shame. Ain't gonna happen. Right, that's a minor setback then. We couldn't get an alliance from the Gauls, though at least we still enjoy trading rights with each other. Right, Hurum Tunis, I'm going to have to find other things for you to do now. Try and start moving south along the Adriatic, and maybe we'll find more people to trade with. Possibly the Macedonians. If I mean, while they are somewhat an enemy of Carthage because they attack my Greek allies, nothing wrong with still making some money out of them. So keep moving south and see what you can find. But right now it looks like you are travelling along rebel-owned territories. The Adriatic Sea was known for having a bit of a piracy problem back in the day. End of turn report. Yeah, we are now running at a pretty big deficit right now. Not good at all. Need to really do something about that. So right now, this turn for definite, I'm not going to spend a penny. And then Carthage decides it wants to expand. Right, I can't afford that. I can't afford to upgrade you, Carthage. I can't afford a councillor's chambers. It's going to have to wait. Construction was completed. So Corduba has its militia barracks up and running. Good, that means I can start replenishing Iberian. So now I actually do want to spend money. If I can afford retraining, yes I can. Right, retrain those, then I'm safe. Then I'm just saving Corduba for now. Recruitment report, Carthage has Libyan spearmen, Lillebeim has skirmishers, Parma Town militia, and then did some retraining. Diplomatic information. We're at war. Well, I'm not at war, but Armenia has gone to war with Seleucids, so that didn't really last. The Seleucids broke their alliance with Parthia, and now Armenia, right, basically the Middle East politics and diplomatic stuff, it's all a bit of a mess right now. Path blocked, by the way, here in Tunis's path was blocked. I don't care right now. Right, let's keep moving on, because, you know what, how many do we have left? 3 more turns, and then I've got all the Libyan spearmen done, and then I'm going to send Hasdrubal to retake Caralis, because, you know what, while I do want to get moving on Syracuse, if I take Caralis, I can get my money back at Caralis, because right now I'm just running on such a shoestring that if I was to get Caralis back, at least then I would probably have more money to play with, because Caralis was a trading settlement. Right, you dock at Lillebeim and just get that garrison up and running. So I'm assuming everyone's all ashore. Right, make your way back. Make your way. Actually, know what? There's no Roman fleets in that area, is there? Right. Admiral Pharaoh, go blockade Syracuse. Cut off their supplies from Italy. That'll be a good tactic for us to use. Now for you, Admiral Milcarum. You dock in Carthage for now and await further orders. Right. Other things to do then? Well, there's nothing to do. We're going to go to the next turn now. Keep waiting our time and see what happens with the Romans. Right, once more, nothing of interest, it looks like. Let's just double check in Iberia, actually. No, the Spanish seem to be leaving us alone now. That's good, right. Let's quickly jump for our notifications. Thanks for that a lot. End of turn report, still running on an absolute deficit. I am now starting to get very concerned. Construction complete though. Thapsus has a market, so we might be able to pull this one back now. And recruitment report, Libyan spearmen and some retraining. Right. How's our financial projections for this turn? Because I can't spend any money basically. What's the financial projection? I'm projected to start losing money now. I am now officially in the red. Right. I'm not making anything from mining. A lot of fucking pirates have turned up, by the way. Fucking brilliant. Trade is making me a minuscule amount, which is why I need to get my diplomat down the Adriatic and talking to the Macedonians. And I'm not really... I mean, I'm making money from taxes, but it looks like in some settlements I might be able to get away with bumping up the taxes. So, I mean, look at that. Figis, we need to put the taxes up here. So, let's see. I can get away with a very high tax rate. That's going to probably... I mean, the public order will start dropping pretty sharpish, but that how much does that get us? That brings us up to nearly a 500 denarii profit. Right. Parma, what are your taxes like? I mean, I hate to institute high taxes, but unfortunately it's what I'm going to have to do now. I mean, I don't like doing it. I'm not going to increase the taxes in Corduba. Right, what's my financial situation like now? Going to bring in 708 denarii. That's fine. That's enough to cover the upkeep for my Libyan spearmen, and that should be enough to keep me tided over until I retake Caralis. Right, let's go to the next turn and start planning our counter-attack, because right now I've got units positioned in both these towns. Is there any more retraining I can do here, by the way? No, I need 232 denarii to replenish those round shield cavalry, so 2 more turns and then I'm going to start moving around. So for now, ready to sail. Block this area, but you're going to probably have to fight Admiral Galerius in a minute, which I don't mind, but either way, that's some enemy trade cut off at least, so I may be poor, but I'm going to make sure the Brutii share in my poverty now. Let's go to the next turn and deal with more important things. Right, Admiral Pharaoh was going to get attacked. I knew that one was coming, but strength versus 1-to-1, so hopefully I win. I mean, I've got 3 biremes, he's got... right, it's 3 biremes each, basically, so try not to lose. Fuck off.
Disengage! Out of moves, sire.
Oh, come on.
Our ships are under attack! Disengage! Moves depleted, sire!
We're surrounded!
Right, so that was an annoying naval conflict. That really shouldn't have really happened like that, because to be honest, fuck off. But right, the Brutii are back. They're attacking Messana again. I'm going to get my spy to give me a full troop readout, and then we'll make our decision on what we're going to do. So, yes, I know we're besieged, but we could deal with that one. Currently making a bigger profit now, actually. We're on nearly 1,000 denarii, so that's good for me. Faction announcements, by the way. Admiral Pharaoh gained a Haruspex, which gives us more morale, and Bisaltis gained an artist, which gives him more influence, but decreases his bribery cost. Where's that horrible name about it? Admiral Pharaoh, try and get back to Carthage, please. And you've been stopped by pirates, right? Just keep trying to move. Right, he's stuck. Right, construction report by the way. Corduba now has a port, so that's going to try and bring us more money into the area, and it actually is working. We are now shipping absolutely plenty of trade to the port, and we're going to start building strong trade with the Numidians. Good, happy with that. Who's the shrine to, by the way? Have I got Milcart? No, I've got Tanit. Right. Oh well. Unit recruitment complete, by the way. More Libyan spearmen have been constructed. War declared. House of Julii have now gone to war with Gaul. That's good. That'll keep the Julii busy. If they're at war with Gaul, it means they're not busy fighting me now. And path blocked. Admiral Pharaoh can't move, and Admiral Pharaoh is fucked. Right. First things first, I'm under attack at Messana, so Titus Brutus has now decided to bring himself forward. He's brought a very infantry-heavy army consisting mainly of Hastati. He's brought some war dogs, some mercenary hoplites though, and some more mercenary peltasts. I think we could take this army on. He hasn't brought a load of equites this time around, so you know what, we're going to fight this one back rather than sit around and be sieged for ages, because you know what, I've got more troops than he has, and I'm getting better at fighting these battles, so you know what, this is another good chance to try and stick it to the Brutii. I'll be the rock. I'll keep wearing their troops out, and they'll start losing the ability to produce their troops, because you know what, the more troops I take out, I'll take their troops out faster than they're producing them, and then blah 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 blah, I'm just going to ruin the Brutii. They can keep throwing themselves at me, and the more they keep throwing themselves at me, the weaker they'll get. So all troops, get ready to defend yourselves. We'll make sure we don't lose Messana. Strength ratio is 2-to-1 in my favour. I like that because I have double the number of men that Titus Brutus has. I have 2,335 men in this battle. Titus has 1,057 men. I think we can do this one. Let's get in here and just fight this one off. We can do this. We can do this. Constant exposure to dangers will breed contempt for them. That's good advice today. Constant contempt to these Romans is going to really breed my contempt for them. Oh, I have so much contempt for them right now, but that's because I'm always exposed to them. Right, so let's get ready to fight this one. So this time I'm fighting a more infantry-heavy army. 4 units of Hastati stand between me and victory. And yes, I know they're also the mercenary hoplites, but we're going to just wear them out with my Numidians and my Balearics. I know there are war dogs. We'll just have to hopefully not die to them. I mean, yeah, to be honest, my troops probably will run away at war dogs. And yes, once more, the general is here. The general's bodyguard seems to be the worst unit to deal with in this game, or at least the Roman one. We will have to just basically be very cunning, bog him down, surround him, and maybe he'll die. Now, we are in a bit of a disadvantage because we are coming from one direction. We're basically funneling our way out of the main gate. So once more, like we did in Corduba, I'll take the weaker troops out first, then I'll bring the stronger ones in. Now, I do have plenty of town militia, but there's probably going to be very little use for them right now. So, for now, town militia, you will come out and just form a simple front line. So, you come out. Now, the only missile unit the enemy really has are the peltasts. So the town militia could deal with a peltast, but I have another use for the town militia in this battle. I'll use them a bit like cavalry. If I can get them on the flank, I can probably still do some harm to the enemy, provided they don't rout. So we'll try and do that. Elephants, you just hang around there over there for a minute. Right. Next up, Balearics and Numidians. You're going to come out second, so you just line up here, just somewhere on the street, please. I'll group you. I'm going to group these units up together for now, actually, as well, just to make it simpler for me moving units out of the city. I'm going to change my groups around once I'm out of the city. Next up, I'll bring out the Iberians because we're going to need plenty of Iberians. But since I have so many Iberians, I'm going to bring 4 units out first. But I'll bring the cavalry out. So I'll bring some cavalry out first because I'm going to try and keep it scattered basically, or keep it mixed. Just so I'm not bringing everything out at once, and then that might make the Romans cocky and then try and rush me before I get the right counter unit out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep a trickle of mixed units. So the rest of the Iberians come out after that. So there we go. Then Figis brings what's left of the cavalry with him. There we go. Then I bring the skirmishers for extra missile support should I need it. And then last but not least, we'll bring the big guys. We'll save the elephants till last because I don't want the elephants to get attacked by the mercenary peltas. Seems elephants can be prone to routing. I mean, these are only just small, dumpy elephants once more. I mean, these elephants are fantastic, but we need to just be careful with how we apply them. It's really a case of getting into battle at the right time with the elephants. But apart from that, that's our plan. We'll get all our units out first, make the battle line, then we'll take the fight to the Brutii, and we will make sure that Mr. Brutius doesn't make it out alive. He's the key. He's the one who has to die in this battle. So let's end the deployment and start the battle. Now, he's most likely going to pull his battle line back a little bit in anticipation for what I'm going to do. That's fine. That gives me room to start my deployment. So first things first, let's bring the town militia up. They're going to form the front line rather unwillingly, but if I'm going to make a nice wide front line as well, like really wide, like this. That's about how far the enemy's running back. So you guys make your way forward. And once you're in that nice wide line, that just helps trying to curtail the maneuverability of the Romans, because wherever they run, they will end up having to probably run into the town militia. Enemy's making his battle line over here. He does have a Hastati in the front line. The Iberians will be used to engage the Hastati. The Iberians will most likely lose to the Hastati, but unfortunately that's the way it's going to have to go. He's got the mercenary hoplites in the back line for now. We'll deal with the hoplites later, because most likely with those guys, I will have to try and get cavalry round the back, get the Balearics to start pinging shots on them, and the same goes for the Numidians. So we'll see what we can do with those. But right, Numidians are now, town militia, they're making their way out. Let's start bringing out the mercenary troops. So mercenary troops will form up here, and I will find them something to do in a minute. And then once they're moving, start bringing out the first group of Iberian swords now. So you guys are going to form a really wide line here, like a really wide line. And I'm going to keep you in loose formation in order to prevent damages from the pillars that will inevitably rain down on you. So that's me sorted out now. Troops are pouring out of the city, ready to make their defense. 2,000 men to take out the 1,000 Romans who have decided to once more try and take this town. It's a message I'm gonna have to drill into the Romans' heads. You can't have Messana. Messana is mine, and you shall never, ever, ever get hold of it. No matter how many times I have to beat you on this field. So, if you look at that hill over there, the one near the volcano, a lot of men had to give their lives to defend this town. They're going to have to give lives again. Now, it looks like the Romans are starting to advance, or at least they're going to just start bringing their line forward a little bit. They're getting ready in case my mercenaries get ahead of themselves. Mercenaries, do not open fire until I have given the order. Balearics, I'm going to place a Balearics right behind the town militia there. So when we do start advancing, we can get them out quickly and into some quick fire against the mercenary hoplites. Numidians, I'm going to position here. Round shield cavalry, we need to get the first unit of round shield cavalry out on the move now, since the Iberians are making their way out. So I'll put the cavalry on this flank here. And while we're at it, you know what, I'll bring Figis cavalry contingent forward. Bring them over here where they can keep an eye on this flank. So there we go. I've got cavalry on both flanks. That should keep the enemy cavalry in check, or at least the enemy general in check. But there we go. That's one nice wide battle line, ready to be served up hot and destroying the enemy. Now, Iberians, I haven't really deployed you very well because you are supposed to be in loose formation, but try and deploy like this, please, for me, and then we'll be all nice and neat. keep marching, lads. You've got this one. Because all my cavalry is now making their way out of the city. I'll bring out the extra Iberians soon. They're basically acting as my reserve. But I will need them because I mean, Iberians are okay, but they're not fantastic. That's just a tragic truth. I like the look of those mercenary hoplites though. Might have to use a Carthaginian prowess at hiring mercenaries to maybe get a few into my army. If this army wasn't full. But I really should try and do that when I'm out on campaigning. Get more mercenaries in the armies. Carthage was known for its mercenary prowess. And I'll start bringing my own. Right, looks like the Romans are starting to advance, or they're pulling back. They're just trying to arrange their battle line to make something that's going to be an effective counter to my battle line. As you can see, all my Iberian troops are spreading out like a parasite right now, by the way, or like a big sneeze. Right, line up, lads, and then get ready for further orders. It looks like the Romans are going to start advancing towards us now, or not. I don't know. They're advancing. General's coming out first. Right, slingers. Wait. He isn't fighting. Halt. He's baiting us. Right. Numidians, the general is yours to deal with. Cavalry, speed up, please. All cavalry, we need to speed you up. Rome's getting ready to fight, so we need to be ready for that. Right, you guys, loose formation, spread out, and get out of the city now. Get ready to fight, because mercenary peltasts are coming forward. They're going to start making their shots in a minute. Numidians, cease. You haven't got a chance right now. Town militia are going to take the brunt of the enemy charge, and they're going to take the brunt of the enemy pilum right now. I know it's going to be very hard for the town militia to stand up to this, but this is why the town militia are taking the front line. I hate watching my men get wrecked up like that, but unfortunately they need to take the brunt of our charge in order to protect the Iberians. Balearics, pull back to the rear line. I'll have something for you to do in a minute. Town militia, try to hold. I'm going to put you in guard formation in order to try and increase your defense, but it's probably not going to work. But round shield cavalry, I see some nice flanking opportunities. Some of the town militia are starting to break, so come on. You guys need to... No, guys, listen. Get around the back. There's a perfect chance now to get on the back of those Hastati and start bringing them down, but you've kind of been too late because you were busy fucking about being stupid, right? Round shield, don't engage in a fight. Don't engage. I'm going to start bringing some Iberians right into them and attacking them. So, you two Iberians, deal with the Hastati. You can do it. I've got faith in you. I'll start bringing these cavalry back round. Cavalry, get into those Hastati and kill them. Round shield cavalry, get in there, deal with them. The other units, they're pulling back. That's good. You guys come forward. You're the new battle line. Right, let's get ready to deal with more things. Hastati are routing now. Cavalry, pull out. You two Iberians, form your own subgroup. Let's bring you forward now. Let's get ready to... That was round 1 of a skirmish. Let's get ready for round 2. I'd say while I probably lost all my town militia there, but they are ready to come back into the fight actually. So town militia, get back on the front line and get ready for round 2. I know you had to have a very bad job there just sponging the enemy charge, having to take the brunt of that charge, but you guys played a vital role there in keeping my troops safe. So I thank you for what you've just done there. I thank you for your sacrifice. There are a lot of Carthaginian bodies on the ground already, but you know what? Still managed to break up some of the Roman units, and some of them looks like they're not coming back. We've got... yeah, there we go. It's the last of those Hastati. They can face their horrible, stupid Roman punishments in a minute. Rome as a whole now, I don't think they're pulling back, but no, he's just reforming. He's bringing the peltasts forward. Rome is going for another attack. Right, Balearics. How about we do some skirmishing now? Bring yourself forward and get ready to exchange fire with peltasts. You could beat those peltasts quite easily with your sticks and stones. But it might provoke the Romans into an early attack, but it's alright. The Iberians are in position to do their thing. So, Balearics, get some shots out against those guys and get ready to pull back, because we're going to provoke the Romans now. So, come on. Some stones are coming out. Balearics, you need to get a bit more forward. Do not be behind the town watch. Come on. Right. Throw your stones into the peltasts and then retreat. Or not, right. The peltasts are retreating, right. Balearics, pull back. War dogs are coming into this fight now. They're gonna... yeah, they're hitting the town watch. Town watch, deal with the dogs. Iberians, focus on the Hastati. Those dogs are not... Yeah, those dogs are absolutely wrecking us, aren't they? Being killed by the pooches. Not good. Town Militia, deal with the dog handlers. Town Militia, deal with those Hastati. They're distracted right now. You've got a good chance to go in there. Round Shield Cavalry. We need to cover our breaking Iberians now. So get in there. Get an effective charge going. Meanwhile, over here, Iberians are being attacked by Hastati Cavalry. While there's the engagement going on, get ready to pull around the back. Balearics. Those mercenary hoplites are not in the, and still not in the game yet, so we're still not ready to take them on. My Iberian infantry sadly broke there, but it's alright. I did manage to break away the enemy Hastati again, so I managed to get a win. Town Militia actually got ahead of themselves and started charging against the Hastati quite closely, but I think they also just lost to the dog handlers. Not brilliant, but oh well. And I still have my untouched reserve of Iberian infantry to fall back on. Right, I don't know where you're going, Figis, by the way, but could you please try and return to the battlefield? Get back to the battlefield and get ready to deal with the next things, because right now we've got more important issues to deal with. You guys need to get ready to deal with us Hastati, but they are pulling away. Right. Reform the battle line, get ready for the next skirmish. That's what we're going to do. We're going to fight this skirmish bit by bit. Form up over here. Get ready to deal with more things. Where are my other Iberians? I think they're routed, though. Some of them are currently engaged. We are being engaged by the war dogs, aren't they? Right. Those war dogs have managed to punch right through the centre of my formation and are now fucking up my reserve. That's quite annoying. Fucking dogs, right. Come on, guys. Just deal with dogs. All you have to do is press the right analog stick at the correct time, even though the quick time event is extremely fucking dodgy and never really works. Balearics, have some nice hunting with... have some nice... Right. Actually, you know what? Those guys... You know what? Town Militia, you could take those. Balearics have just got a few nice shots off on the dog handlers. I don't know if I got any kills, but right. Town Militia, you just deal with those. They're your chew toy. Cavalry, I don't know if those Hastati are after you, so just be wary. I'm going to start bringing up the reserve troops now. Reserve troops start advancing. Are those war dogs dead yet? Looks like they are. The war dogs are actually just trying to break into the city. Right, you guys finish for war dogs. They're just running into the... nah, just right. Just leave the war dogs. We're out of the equation, right? Iberians, get into those Hastati. Pin them down. Buy time for the cavalry to get in a form of counter-charge. Town Watch, you pull into those, pull into them as well. Just surround the Hastati and kill them. Simple as that. Because now that the Hastati are getting engaged, they don't know what they're doing. They're just thinking, oh yeah, we'll get our pilums out. Nope, we're going to rout them. Yes! You managed to rout them without me even having to bring my cavalry in. Right. Guys, Iberians, form up. Final challenge now. Looks like the enemy general is making his way out of the battlefield. He doesn't want to know anymore. Balearic slingers. Run to the side of the flank now. Elephants, get them in the field. They should have been on the field ages ago. The hoplites are coming forward now. They've formed a phalanx. That's not going to break, but slingers, start just getting some nice quick scopes. Numidian cavalry mercenaries. I don't know where the Numidian cavalry mercenaries are, by the way. They're the way over here. Well done, Numidian cavalry mercenaries. You're absolute idiots, right? Balearics are hitting right into the back of my Iberians. Let them do that, and they routed. I built you guys up as like the final boss, and you just died instantly? The difficulty of this campaign strikes me as somewhat inconsistent, methinks. Right, the mercenary hoplites have broken, the enemy generals made a runner, Rome's retreated once more. Good. That makes 2 defeats in a row now for the Brutii. We're turning the tables against them. Cavalry, advance and clean up the stragglers. We've saved Messana again, and I am happy about that. All the cavalry can now just have their fun. The mercenary hoplites were not even worth the coin the Romans paid them. How tragic it should be. But now that Messana's safe again, I can continue thinking about making my advancement, because soon I will have those Libyan spearmen. Right, finish them off, finish them off. Well done, guys, well done.
And no one can argue that it is not both well-deserved and worthy.
Yeah, I'll say this was a worthy victory for this time. You know what, I did think, I feel like I played smarter again, actually. I think it was a good idea to keep 4 Iberians in reserve this time and keep them out of a battle until the time was right. I think we did well, because we the enemy just didn't bring all his troops forward. I mean, that's what we need to do. We just need to make sure not to engage too early. But overall, the stats are somewhat evenly matched in some ways. I mean, yes, the enemy did get 856 kills, which now brings me down to having 1,603 men. However, I have reduced the enemy's strength catastrophically, and now he has just about 300 men left. So you know what? That's another Brutii army weakened. Some of round shield cavalry lost experience due to routing though. One of the Iberian infantry gained experience though. And actually, for once, the stats are somewhat well-rounded. I mean, one of the Iberian infantry bringing in 181 kills. The cavalry, yeah, they're bringing in good numbers of kills. Yeah, the kill stats are nicely spread out. Town militia, I'm just looking at those. Town militia, yeah, the town militia got the raw end of the deal in this battle, unfortunately. I know it isn't very nice of me to do that to them, to bring them into the front line, but unfortunately that is probably what also happened historically. You do bring the weaker front lines out first. They're good for just really being cannon fodder. They're good for just basically sponging the initial enemy damage that happens. Those guys were vital for taking those enemy pillars at the beginning of the battle and also taking the initial hastati charge, because if the Iberians had taken those pillars, I would have lost loads of Iberian swordsmen, and once I got charged, they probably would have broken, and they probably wouldn't have been very effective for the rest of the fight. So unfortunately, that's what happens. Sometimes you've got to put the weaker unit forward, and they can take the brunt of the damage, because the Brutii just took those weaker units, they got greedy, they attacked the weaker units, they expended their pillars on the weaker units, and that allowed the Iberians to try and take out the hastati when they were just depleted of their pillars and just not quite ready to be dealt with yet. So that's what we got to do. So I'm happy about this battle outcome once more. We've kept Rome out again. Good victory! Good victory! Let's make our way back to the campaign map and just finish this off for today.
Victory!
Brutii retreat back to their boats. Oh dear. I think he came from Italy to Sicily seeking glory to get rid of that Carthaginian scourge, but unfortunately in the end the scourge was Rome. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 2 more command stars also go to Figes, that's always useful. Begin replenishing your men and prepare to deal with more things in the coming episodes. For now, we are ending this episode. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Bit of a slow one in some ways, but at the same time, we did it again. We saved Messana, and I'm getting more confident in my ability to fight battles. I feel like I'm getting smarter every time now. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next episode, where we're going to start making plans to retake Syracuse and Caralis. I think now we should really give some serious thought to going on the offensive. And also next episode, it is episode 10, so first campaign progress report of the series. Looking forward to it. See you all on the next episode.